This is Jam.
This is Dan Tait. We're back here on the Pioneer DJsounds Show and very, very excited to have one Spencer Parker in the studio. Now, he's going to be pushing our musical envelope even wider. We've had Mr. Jam recently. We've had Mo Funk from Ibiza. We've had Marcus Schulz. Now it's time to have some proper, decent underground house. Now, Spencer,
yes, sir.
You know all about underground house, don't you?
I hope so. Allegedly.
Come in a little bit closer.
Sorry.
So, where are you calling home?
I'm living in Berlin at the moment, the ultimate DJ cliche. So I've been there for 3 years. So yeah, enjoying it a lot.
Now, are the stories true? The parties that go on for days.
I thought the stories about me, or the stories about you had me worried there for a second. Yeah, there's the licensing laws there are if you like to party, then they're great. You know, there's I've been, you know, the club's shut when everyone leaves, so it's kind of a little bit different to the UK. But yeah, it's great. I mean, you know, it's if you're a big fan of underground house and techno, it's you know, you can have a nice relaxed Friday and Saturday, wake up Sunday, have some brunch, go to a myriad of different clubs and listen to some great DJs and be home in bed ready for work on Monday by 11 p.m. So yeah, it's you know, a lot of choice there if you're into that sort of music.
Excellent. Now, I mean, you know, we haven't got a lot of time, but I do want to talk about your journey, because obviously there was Uptown, and then we met about 9 years ago, 2003, at Defected.
Yeah.
So kind of how, join the dots for me.
Well, I just, you know, I used to work for Defected as an A&R man. So I worked there for a short period of time, signing people to do remixes and different projects. Signed Dennis Ferrer there for some of his first work for the label. Signed David Juriez, Brett Johnson, Radio Slave. So yeah, kind of took care of the, you know, the slightly more underground sort of style of things. And then yeah, you know, moved on from there and always DJ'd, and kind of that morphed into my terrifyingly into my living. So yeah, so now just DJing and producing.
Superb. Now, I mean, what I really admire about you is the fact that you haven't compromised. Integrity has always been there, and I think that it's just that's shown by the people that you signed for Defected.
Sure.
Now, how does that translate? Because you just started a new label, haven't you?
Yeah, I've just started my own little label. Just, you know, kind of, I've always seen myself as an A&R man. That's the first thing that I kind of was interested in. You know, an extension of the DJ, and always wanting the hottest records, always wanting the, you know, the records before everyone else. You know, always trying to discover people. As I said, like someone like Dennis, you know, big fan of his stuff that I'd hear on large records, got in contact, you know, got him to do something for the label. So yeah, it's just an extension of that. And, you know, nowadays it's possible to, you know, you don't need a huge budget to actually have your own little label. So yeah, you know, the label's called Work Them Records, and the next release is by Pittsburgh Track Authority, which I think Little White Earbuds voted them the number 2 act of 2012, you know, one of their favourite acts. So yeah, you know, someone like that. And then the next single is by a guy called Sven von Thulen from Berlin.
Right.
And we got remixes by a guy called R2, who's done stuff on Clone Royal Oak. So yeah, just, you know, maybe they're not especially brand new names, but just people that I'm a big fan of and want to support, you know. Same with Dennis and Radio Slave back in the day.
Excellent. Back in the day, you know,
back in the day, yeah. I'm an old man. You can see by my platinum highlights.
Excellent. Now, the mix, 50 minutes. What have you got in store?
I've got the aforementioned R2 mix on Work Them, which I'm very excited about. There's a new Italo Johnson of my new single on Suba Records, so I'm very excited about that. It's the first remix they've ever done. So I had to pull in my favours, I had to ask the boys, so I'm very proud that they've done that for me. So yeah, that and a few other secret weapons.
Excellent. Well, I think without much further ado, we'll have a chat at the end of the mix.
Indeed.
Spencer Parker, it's time for you to come and play on the DJsounds Show. This is Dan Tait, Spencer Parker in the mix.
Are you with me? 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 Here we go.
And don't forget, you're checking out Spencer Parker in the mix here on the Pioneer DJ Sound Show. We've got about another 10 more minutes of him, and then we'll be catching up with him before the end of the show. Multi-format in the house. Spencer's not only rocking the USBs, but he's rocking the CDs as well. Back into time.
I told you.
Wonderful rolling grooves there. Spencer, fantastic mix. What a pleasure to have you on the show.
No, thanks for the invite. I'm glad to be here.
So, I mean, just this has been quite a change from the other guys that we've had on the show. Now, obviously, you're not kind of spinning back and kind of. I mean, there was a spin back in there.
Yeah, a little cheeky spin back.
But I mean, I always like to kind of not dissect, you know, the music. You know, this isn't one of those kind of shows, but I do kind of like to discuss the music with someone who like lives and breathes the music like this, because what do you think it is about grooves? I mean, we were laughing about it off camera about it's great, does nothing.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for those records that, you know, you listen to them in the shop. I mean, I've been buying records for such a long time that I can listen to those records and go, oh, you know what, it doesn't really do anything for like 12 minutes. Oh, it sounds amazing. I know it's going to sound good in the club. And it's, you know, it's hard. It's really hard. I think it's very difficult to, not that I consider myself an expert in any way, but a lot of the DJs that I admire, I think it's very difficult to make those records sound interesting and mix them in such a way that it doesn't sound boring. And I think
is it like the sum of the parts?
Yeah, kind of a little bit like that. And that's, you know, a lot of my favourite DJs, you know, when I go out to listen to someone like Radio Slave or, you know, Ben Clark or, you know, people like that, or Marcel Detman, or, you know, really good, you know, techno DJs or house DJs, however you want to say it. You know, lots of different layers, and, you know, even though they don't do a great deal, the records always have something
great
interesting.
Sounds, great drums.
Yeah.
And suddenly, like, once you strip away everything, the details become so much more important.
Yeah, I think so. And that's something, I mean, I consider myself a DJ a lot more than a producer. And that's something that I've learned, you know, the more I've produced and the more I've got into production. And it's the records that sound easy to produce, but I've everything but, believe me. So yeah, the sum of their parts, exactly as you said.
Excellent. Now let's sort of weave that back into kind of Berlin, because obviously there's a massive vinyl culture.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, there's so much that's been said about it in the press about Berlin and the whole vinyl thing and the clubs and the way people. Come on, let's just blow it apart a bit. I mean, vinyl.
Sure.
Talk to me. What's it all about? Why this resurgence? Why Berlin?
I don't know. I think it's just the culture more than anything. And it's when I say the culture, I think that includes everything. It includes people going to clubs, you know, people going to, I mean, I went to a restaurant with my friends the other night. They're just a really nice Italian restaurant. Behind the counter, there's a deck and a pile of vinyl, and that's not unusual to see in Berlin. You know, people playing records, putting records on a turntable, and yeah, you know, the record shops. It's got great record shops that have survived because people have supported them and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I don't know how to pinpoint it exactly, but that culture seems to have not been so affected by, you know, a lot of people, you know, rampantly like searching for the next best thing, you know.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't want to be harangued by the rest of by the rest of my kind of friends from Berlin.
Sure.
But, you know, at the risk of sounding foolish, I mean, I've heard that it's almost like there's a culture over there, like it's actually not trying hard is very much, you know, no one is blinging, you know, no one is kind of dressed to the nines, and sort of no one is, and it's almost like the kind of almost, I don't ever want to use the word richer, but that kind of, you know, we're not talking VIP areas. We're not talking, you know, like,
I mean, it's a poor city. That's the thing.
So
it's quite poor as a city, you know. So I think maybe it's something to do with that. People want something they can hold, something they can touch, you know. But I think the whole digital vinyl debate is you know, is kind of pretty tired. I think the DJs like myself and a lot of my friends, we're like, all I want to do is play the best music possible. Yeah. So there's amazing music that I get unreleased from my friends that's not out yet. Throw it on the USB stick. You know, I'm not going to press an acetate anymore. I pressed many in my lifetime. I'm not going to press anymore. Still got them in the crates, but I'm not going to press them anymore. And then equally, if you're only buying digital files, then you're going to miss out on some great vinyl records, vinyl only. And if you only buy vinyl, you're going to miss out on some great digital records.
Digitizing a lot.
Yes, yeah. Oh, hell of a lot.
And when you're playing those tracks, can you tell? Like, not that there are pops and clicks and scratches and stuff, but is there a warmth there and stuff? Do you think?
I don't know.
Or are you kind of past that?
I'm not. To be honest, I'm not a complete audiophile. I only buy waves. I only burn everything as waves. I've still got a little section of vinyl in my bag because I haven't had a chance to digitize it or something that I just dug out the crates for that night. So for me, it's the best of both worlds. If I'm going on tour to Australia, then I can take this many records I bought the last 2 weeks, throw them on my sticks, I'm good to go. And if you're only buying digital, you're missing out on some great vinyl only releases. If you're only buying vinyl, then this the whole myth that vinyl is better and digital is better and blah blah blah. There's a great way to use both. It's all about just getting, for me, back to A&R, getting the best records. I just want the best records. That's all I care about.
Awesome. So, I mean, I say this every week. We're always running out of time.
Sure.
But, okay, so what have we got coming up? Very quickly, releases.
Releases, I have a new single on Ovum with Ian Pooley, which Radio Slave blessed us with a remix. So thank you, Matt.
Lovely.
And then I also have a new single called Show Him You're the One, which is coming on Suba, with a lovely Italo Johnson mix. Thank you, boys, for doing your first ever remix for me, which I played in the mix, which sounded pretty good to me. And then a remix for the Zoo Project, a guy called Lee Pennington, who's one of my favourite DJs. So I got to remix him, so I'm very happy about that. That's coming out, and then I think that's it. I think that's it.
So prolific.
I'll remember something else as soon as it cuts.
or a manager breathing down your neck.
Yeah,
it's like, you did this show. You didn't mention like.
No one wants to manage me.
You're the unmanageable.
I am.
Awesome, Spencer. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been way too long.
Thank you.
Excellent. So this is Dan Tait here on the Pioneer DJsounds Show. Thank you so much, Spencer Parker, for blessing us with that wonderful groovy. No, it's not groovy. Grooves mix. I don't know. With that wonderful mix. Stay tuned. 2013 round the corner. As you can see, we're kind of actually going for a very subtle Christmas vibe. I haven't quite got my reindeer sort of pullover on, but we've got a bit of red and green going on. 2013, big year for the show. Many more guests, many different genres. Stay tuned. This is Dan Tait. See you next time. Bye.